Welcome everybody. Hello, this is Sarah Creatrix, and this is the second episode of my new podcast. So I'm really excited to channel this message for you, see what comes through. As I said in my previous episode, each episode is completely different energy, and on a completely different subject. I'm going to be sharing a story with you today from a bit of a heavy heart. I'm going to mix it up with some channeled messages, so a mix of sharing my personal journey with the addition of channeled guidance, which, as I said before, channeled messages come through the higher consciousness. They don't come from memory, your past experience, your past teachings or learnings, or any form of biased information. It's just pure information, it's accurate information, and it comes from the collective consciousness, not just from my individual conscious understandings that I have experienced throughout my lifetime and throughout everything that I have learnt in this lifetime. What I'm going to be discussing today is the polarity between the narcissist and the people pleaser, or some people like to call it the empath and the narcissist. I don't actually like the word narcissist because it's got a very negative attachment to it. People will see narcissists as very nasty, evil people, and that's not the case. So the narcissist and, let's call it the empath for now, are at opposing polarities. And when you're on a twin soul journey, which is something that I am on, your twin will be your equal and opposite polarity. So you'll have so many beautiful similarities and synchronicities that just really pull you together, and you also have very opposing personality traits. And this normally happens where the soul splits into two to give you two completely different sides of life. You can only really experience one or the other. Both the people pleaser and the narcissistic traits come from past trauma. It's a coping strategy that both people have learned to overcome difficult situations, feelings of not being in control. And the people pleaser will learn to keep other people happy in order to keep themselves safe. So their empathy levels are extremely heightened. They tend to focus on other people and put other people before themselves. And they wear what I call a strong mask. So I've actually taken my strong mask off today. I've always had this outer persona of being a lot stronger than I actually am. It was probably something that was taught to me by my parents. My parents always appeared to be very strong on the outside. I remember going out as a family to parties and events, and I'd walk in with my parents and everyone would notice them. They had this aura, this strength when they were together. But deep down, like many people, they weren't as strong as they appeared to be. So they encouraged me to be strong. They wanted me to be strong. I had to fulfill that void that they were lacking. But again, trying to maintain that expectation is very difficult, and it takes a lot of control in order to appear to be strong all the time, because nobody is that strong. You know, we're not meant to be strong all the time. There's a power that we have inside, and that power is a strength, and that power tends to be broken down throughout your lifetime. So every time somebody hurts you or says something nasty to you, they're subconsciously taking away bits of your power. So what we do is we replace that power with false strength. And the narcissist, again, they have learnt to, instead of wearing a strong mask, they wear a weak mask. They appear to be weaker than they are. And this is also and equally a way of controlling their situation, controlling other people. And it's really important not to see the empath as the good person and the narcissist as the bad person. I'd love to change the word narcissist, but I can't really feel any other word that would fit right now. So both are manipulative behaviours. One is appearing to be weaker, one is appearing to be stronger. The narcissist also has turned off their empathy because to them their empathy is weakness, and the people pleaser has turned on their empathy. So too much empathy, not enough empathy. So when you're able to turn off your empathy, you're able to put more focus on yourself, which is a very, very good thing to do, but there's just too much focus on themselves. So what they learn to do is manipulate and control and hurt people in a way of keeping themselves safe. And this is what you need to remember, purely a survival instinct. It's not a personality trait as such. It becomes their personality, but it's something that can be reversed. And if you were on a twin soul journey or you're interested in twin soul journeys, what happens is both people have to meet in the middle. So the people pleaser needs to let go of all this empathy, all this control, all this focus on other people, all this fear of other people, and start putting themselves first. And the narcissist does the opposite. You know, they need to start opening up their empathy towards other people. And this isn't purely because being selfish is wrong. When you're constantly focusing on yourself and putting yourself above everybody else, it goes against you as a person, because then people aren't on your side. People will walk away from you. People will get frustrated with you. So both the healing work that an empath and a narcissist has to go through is purely for their own benefit. It's not so that you can be a better person for other people. It's never about other people. It's about yourself and finding that self-love within yourself, finding that happiness and peace within yourself. And a way of doing that is having the ability to connect to other people and have harmonious relationships with other people. So going back to the empath and the narcissist, they are opposing polarities of coping strategies for trauma, and this spectrum between the two is very wide. So let's look at the very severe case of narcissism. Hitler was a narcissist, somebody who actually enjoys causing pain and suffering to other people, someone who gets a thrill out of fully controlling their reality as a way of feeling safe. So Hitler experienced quite severe abuse as a child. When somebody experiences abuse in this way, their control is completely taken away from them. So they need to get this control back somehow. They lose their empathy for other people, because if you're going through abuse, you still love your parents or your family members that are abusing you. So it's very natural for somebody to turn off that empathy because it hurts. You love someone and they hurt you. That is a very difficult thing for somebody to go through. So I want you to open your heart out and just feel the love for somebody who has gone through that experience and somebody that has created these coping strategies. Let go of that anger and resentment towards controlling behaviour. Let go of your anger and resentment towards yourself if you have some of these traits. You know, we all have a little bit of both. And we can look at the completely opposite side of this spectrum, which is somebody who is a severe people pleaser, who completely gives themselves away, somebody who allows somebody to abuse them, to hurt them, to control them, and they're still putting that person before themselves. They're still focusing on their abuser. They still love and empathize with their abuser. This person will change. I understand why this person does it. And they're completely letting go of consideration for how they're feeling. They've completely shut off their empathy for themselves. So, again, we need to open our hearts and feel a lot of love and compassion for this opposite polarity. And when you look at the spectrum, people will slot into all different sections of this spectrum. Some people will be completely balanced and in the middle. Those people who are in the middle have found balance within themselves. They've found self-love. They are completely healed. They are at peace. And this is what the yin and the yang symbol is. It's a balance of dark and light. So we can look at the empath as being in the light, but that's not necessarily true, because they're not being true to themselves. They're not giving themselves the love that they deserve. And again, the narcissist, we see them as the dark because they hurt people. And yes, they might be in the dark themselves. But again, a lot of narcissists have a lot of beautiful light. So if you've ever been in love with a narcissist, you've ever been in a relationship, you've probably been able to see this light inside them, and you've been desperate for them to open up to this light, to this love. And narcissists are very loving, very compassionate, very empathic, but what they'll do is they'll switch off that empathy whenever they feel that they're not in control. So sometimes you can have a relationship with somebody and 1 minute you can feel very loved by them, and then you'll feel that this is just completely switched off. Again, the people pleaser isn't able to give love in the way that they should because they can't love themselves. If you don't love yourself, you can't love someone else. And this is equal for both polarities. If you're not able to love yourself, you're not able to love others. Both have to go through healing to meet in the middle and find that peace. So both polarities are wearing a mask. One is wearing a strong mask, one is wearing a weak mask. The weak mask is used to manipulate others in order to gain sympathy, gain control, gain love, gain attention. And the opposite is the strong mask. Again, equally as manipulative. You're manipulating people to feel safe so that people won't take advantage. And again, I want you just to feel into this and just be at peace with both sides. You may be holding some narcissistic traits, you may be holding some people-pleasing traits. Some people hold a bit of both. Some people are more able to identify with one and the other. One will feel frustrated with the other and the other one will feel resentment towards the other. This is perfectly normal, and this is what is disrupting most people's peace. So what happens when we take our mask off? We feel vulnerable, we feel exposed. And some of you may be listening to this and saying, I'm neither. I'm balanced, I'm healed, I'm fine. But are you able to be completely honest with other people about how you're feeling and what you're going through? Are you able to be completely honest with yourself about how you're feeling and what you're going through? And if you're not able to be honest with yourself and other people, then you're going to be feeling a lot more healed and a lot more balanced than you actually are. It's important to identify this, because when we take our mask off, when we go through all of the healing work, when we're able to be our authentic self, we're able to step into our power. When we're in our power, we don't need to wear our mask anymore. We find peace. We find love within ourselves. We find balance within ourselves. Everything becomes easy. We're able to let go of control. Things just come to us easily. And no matter who you are, no matter what you've been through, everybody wants to find peace. Hitler wanted to find peace. He just didn't know how. He did it in the way that he learned as a child when he was going through his abuse. Everybody wants peace. Everyone wants to be healed. Everyone wants to be happy, loved, supported, free. Everybody wants to feel that sense of freedom. Everybody is controlling to feel free. Everybody is hurting others to feel safe, to feel happy, to feel good about themselves. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So in the spiritual community, there's a lot of talk about this divide between the people that are going to rise and the people that are going to fall, the people that want to be healed and the people that don't want to be healed. I'm going to completely wipe the slate clean here. Everybody wants to be healed, but the empath will see the narcissist as holding more resistance. Yes, they do hold a lot of resistance, but so does the people pleaser. The people pleasers all love and light and I'm healed and I'm happy. No, you're not. We are all experiencing suffering. We're all supposed to experience suffering. All this talk of unconditional love. I want to move to this place of unconditional love. I'm in this unconditional love. I'm healed. I'm happy. Then why are you talking about it? We are already in unconditional love. We are born in peace and we die in peace. The human experience is all about separating from peace, separating from unconditional love and rediscovering it again. I'm still not 100% sure why we have to go through this journey. I'm not 100% sure why we create these soul contracts for ourselves, but I'm just going to plug my masterclass and meditation, which is on the 20th of July, and I'm going to be channeling a half-hour message. Then we're going to be going into this beautiful, relaxing meditation journey. We're going to be setting intentions. We're going to be sharing our experience, and I'm going to be channeling a message for every individual person on what they need to hear right now. And the subject of the meditation is soul contracts. So we're going to be learning what soul contracts are. If you already know what soul contracts are, I'm going to be deepening your understanding of the soul contract. Why do we make these pre-agreements before birth to have these experiences in our lifetime? So you may not believe in soul contracts, that we agree everything that we experience in our lifetime before birth. That's completely fine. It really doesn't matter. Just take anything that resonates from this, because like I said, everything that I'm channeling and talking about is something that every single person experiences. So I'm going to move things on a little bit and talk about what we can learn from all of this channeled information. If we understand something, it becomes so much easier to heal from it. We only fear what we don't understand. As a child, if you experience a scary situation, chances are you don't understand what is going on. You don't understand how to keep yourself safe. You don't understand how to navigate out of that situation. That's what trauma is. So when we understand different personality traits, when we understand our own personality traits, it's so much easier to heal them. And that's why I'm sharing this information with you. And as you're listening, things may be coming up for you. You may be getting your own perspective on things. You may be feeling your own truth on things. And that's how you're supposed to feel. That means you've got this beautiful open heart, and with any kind of information, always feel your own truth on that information. So I'm going to leave it there now, and if you've made it this far into the podcast, I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for listening. Thank you for any support that you're giving me. I've taken off my strong mask today, so feel free to give me a bit of love, a bit of support. We all need it. No one is strong where they don't need love, where they don't need support, where they don't need connection. So just remember that for yourself as well. If you need any support with your healing journey, if you need any guidance, get in contact with me. Feel free to share any stories, anything that's come through for you. I love to hear any feedback. This is Sarah Creatrix. You can get in contact with me via my website at www.sarahcreatrix.com. I'm also on social media on most of the channels under Sarah Creatrix, so feel free to give me a follow and connect, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again for listening.